In its 34th full year of operations, the Intermountain Power Project remained a model for financial stability and operating excellence. Here's a summary. Intermountain Power Agency remained on solid financial footing during the fiscal year that ended June 30, 2021. The statements of net position at the end of the fiscal year totaled just under $1.2 billion, of which $258 million were in cash and investments, and $66 million in inventories. $14 million was recorded in 2021 to recognize additional liabilities associated with asset retirement obligations, bringing the total of such obligations to $273 million. This balance recognizes obligations arising from applicable laws and regulations principally related to the decommissioning and retirement of existing coal properties and facilities that will become no longer useful when they are retired in 2025. The retirement actions and related costs are pursuant to a retirement plan adopted by the Coordinating Committee and IPA Board of Directors in 2019. As of July 1, 2021, IPA's remaining outstanding debt totaled approximately $224 million. IPA's outstanding commercial paper debt was completely retired in March 2021. After the close of the fiscal year, in October 2021, cash reserves that had been set aside for debt retirement were used to defease IPA's final two maturities of fixed-rate bonds, totaling just under $39 million. With the retirement of all publicly held debt, the only remaining debt left on IPA's books is $41.5 million in drawdown bonds and $144 million of prepayment notes held by two California project participants. The prepayment notes will be paid completely over the next 2 years with a final amortization date in July 2023. Since inception, IPA has repaid more than $5 billion of its debt obligations. Weighted average borrowing cost on publicly held debt for the fiscal year was 3.43%. The IPA bond ratings remained very good, with Moody's at A1, Standard & Poor's at A+, and Fitch at AA-. The net revenues, or cost of combined electricity and transmission, for the year ended June 30, 2021, was $558 million. The average power cost to the purchasers was approximately 76.5 mils per kilowatt hour, an improvement from 81 mils the previous year. Higher power costs in recent years have been anticipated and budgeted to provide for higher scheduled debt principal payments and necessary expenses related to power plant operations at reduced capacity factors. Under the power sales contracts, IPA is required to adopt an annual budget not less than 30 nor more than 45 days prior to the beginning of each fiscal year. Budgeted revenues for fiscal year 2022 are $452 million based on a 55% capacity factor. This budget provides for debt service, renewals and replacements, taxes and in lieu payments, and operations and maintenance. Budgeted revenues provided in the preliminary budget for fiscal year 2023 is $459 million, also based on a 55% capacity factor. Intermountain Power Agency's 2020 annual report and other financial information can be accessed on the IPA website at www.ipa-utah.com. Operationally, electricity generation at IPP rebounded modestly during fiscal 2021 from record low utilization the year before. Located in Millard County, Utah, the Intermountain Generating Station is comprised of two 900-megawatt coal-fueled generators linked to the Western power grid by a pair of project-owned transmission systems. Although the facility is capable of generating enough electricity for 1.5 million homes, changes in Western power markets have reduced electricity generation at the facility significantly. Power output during the 2021 fiscal year was the second lowest in the project's 34-year operating history, increasing slightly from the previous year. Net generation was 7,301 gigawatt-hours. Net facility heat rate, a key measurement of efficiency, was also the second least favorable in history at 10,212 BTUs per kilowatt-hour. Efficiency was negatively affected primarily by low utilization of the generating station. Decreased electricity generation also results in decreased coal consumption. In fiscal 2021, Intermountain Generating Station consumed just under 3.3 million tons of coal, also the second lowest annual amount in project history. Decreased electricity generation also creates challenges for operation and maintenance at large power plants. Generating units that previously ran at steady baseload rates are increasingly called upon to cycle between various output levels. This accelerates wear on some components of the generating station, presenting challenges for availability and reliability. During fiscal 2021, equivalent availability at Intermountain was 89.8%, a performance that ranked 28th in project history. The equivalent forced outage rate of 0.84% and forced outage rate of 0.52% each ranked 14th for those measurements over the project's history. 9 unit shutdowns occurred during the fiscal year, including 3 that were planned, which tied for the 7th best performance in project history, despite the challenges of operating the plant at low utilization. Planned outages included a major outage for Unit 1 maintenance, a minor outage for Southern Transmission System and Unit 2 work, and a 3-hour outage for testing. During the 7-week major outage, Unit 1's high-pressure and intermediate-pressure turbines were overhauled, and turbine blade damage was repaired. In the powerhouse, routine inspections and repairs were conducted on instrumentation and control systems, electrical systems, the scrubber and baghouse emissions control systems, and coal pulverizers. Extensive work was completed inside the Unit 1 boiler, including replacement of 29 outlet pendant tubes and replacement of 4 nozzles, 10 elbows, and 8 stabilizers on burners. One of IPP's most remarkable operating accomplishments is related to the generating station's boiler tube failure reduction program. Boiler tube leaks, which are common at large coal-fueled power plants, are an unusual event at Intermountain. Only 7 boiler tube leaks have occurred at IPP in more than 10 years, a significant achievement for any facility, even more for one that is now 34 years old and operating under variable conditions. Major outage expenses, including capital costs, totaled $14.4 million, which is approximately $1.5 million less than estimates for the project. Ensuring the safety of the generating station's employees remains Intermountain Power Project's top priority. The effectiveness of IPP's safety programs are evident in the generating facility's safety statistics. At the end of fiscal 2021, the facility's OSHA lost time incident rate was 0, the same as the previous year. Its recordable incident rate was only 0.53 cases per 200,000 hours worked, a significant improvement over the previous year's already low number. Safety, efficiency, resourcefulness, and skill are baked into the Intermountain Power Project culture. These are the attributes that keep the Intermountain Generating Station ready for service whenever called upon, and the qualities that will guide IPP into the future of providing reliable energy that the American West wants and needs.